Today I'm trying to diagnose an electrical issue. My oil pressure gauge is bouncing around a lot. It's fluctuating way more than the oil pressure could possibly be fluctuating, especially at idle. So something's wrong with either the gauge, the wiring, the connector, or it could be the oil pressure sending unit on the engine itself. So stay tuned as we figure this one out together. It's most likely this sender right here, that cylindrical thing. It says VDO on it. That is probably the issue. It is what creates the signal that goes to the gauge, and it's a resistance-based sensor. Here's what that sensor looks like from my other car. This is a spare. The wire attachment on this is pretty simple. It's basically just a slip-on. It does have a small retention feature, so let's see if we can pull that off without too much trouble. Yeah, there is a small little hook on the end of that connector, but it slipped right off. So what I'm thinking is cleaning this connector and cleaning this pole, and also making sure it has a solid ground. If that fixes the issue, great. If not, we'll dive in deeper. Using this electronics cleaner, which is basically just safe for connectors, it's safe for plastic. You don't want to go too aggressive on this, otherwise you can strip the protective plating off. So we're just trying to get rid of the grime and restore connectivity if this is the issue. This is the easiest thing to do. Obviously this connector sees a lot more heat and elements than the dash connectors do. So let's hope this is it. See, we're getting all kinds of black on the end of the stick. We'll put a Q-tip down there too. It's all fun and games until you get one of these wads stuck in there. So this is a little too big, so I'm trying to, thin it out a little bit with my fingers, and then it'll fit a little bit easier. Yeah, so I did lose it in there. That's all right. Comes right back out. So whatever you can use, these are plastic, so this is working pretty well, just scraping it. It's looking much cleaner on the inside. Now we have a thoroughly clean connector. So I'm going to clean the pole now, which is that piece. The case of this sensor has to be grounded in order for it to work. So I'm going to try to add like a temporary ground and just make sure that the ground is not the problem. Okay, not really welding, but I like to melt metal on things. So I'm just gonna zip tie that thing on there, and that's gonna cause the ground to be certain. I'll ground this side to the engine. So normally it gets ground through the washer and through the threads, but if there's a bunch of sealant on it or something, maybe it's a faulty ground. This will just prove that to be either true or false. So that's on there. Sometimes you can check this with the voltmeter, but sometimes it is intermittent. So this will ensure that this is not an intermittent ground problem. So let's just plug this back in and take it for a test drive. That's my temporary ground, and nothing's close to the fan. This wire is stretched pretty taut over here to this AC bracket. So that's certainly grounded. It goes right to the engine block. Make sure I didn't leave any tools in there, and off we go. So right now it's behaving, but let's go warm the oil up a little bit, because the oil pressure will drop when it gets warmer because the oil viscosity will go down. So let's go for a little ride and see how stable it is. Right now it's looking great. All right, I've been driving for a while, about 20 minutes or so, to get the oil temp up. That's kind of where it hangs out, right about that line right there. Trying to get the glare out of here. I've already put my sunshade up, but yeah, the engine's at full temperature. The oil pressure has been solid, and that's about where it should be. Oil level is right there, fuel tank. But yeah, there's 3 gauges for oil. This is behaving totally normal. It's not flickering, it's not doing anything. It's just as it should be. It's working out great. So I feel like that problem has been solved. Now the question is it due to the ground, or is it due to cleaning the sensor wire? I mean, it's fluctuating a tiny bit right there, but that's probably just due to the oil pressure. It seems totally normal now. I'm gonna do some more driving around. I gotta go to the FedEx office anyways, so I'll show you what it's like driving at sustained speeds, but it's great. I just saw another cabriolet just like this car with its top down, and now I feel guilty. Everything has been working flawlessly. So now I'm going to disconnect the ground and see if that changes things. So I need to find a safe place to keep this. So that was my ground, and now it's no longer there. So let's see if that makes a difference. And of course, in removing that, I pulled off this. Make sure that's plugged in. So now let's do the same test drive and see if it changes. Okay, even without the ground, it's behaving pretty well. So let's do some more driving. This almost never happens to me, but I got off really easy. Changing the ground situation didn't really affect the gauge. Everything works as it should. So this was just a maintenance issue. It's just a matter of cleaning that sensor wire in the connector and putting it back. And luckily I didn't spend any money on a new sender. I did have that spare. The car is actually running great. No other complaints. Just like you said, maintenance on everything that's electrical, especially the fuse block with the old ceramic fuses, and the ones in the rear too. You should just kind of go through and clean those contacts every now and then. And these cars are super reliable. I'm loving it. Cheers.